Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, tonight's question is, good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. Wow, this is what happens when you do so many different soap operas. So, tonight's question is, was Josslyn right on her assessment of Carly? You know, I try to I try to pride myself on being as fair and as balanced as possible. Now, though I don't like Josslyn, I don't hate her. Although I don't like Josslyn, I can see the wisdom in the things that she's is saying. Because one, I see it. Two, the chat, they see it as well. So pretty much what it comes down to is Carly going backwards, protecting Sonny. Either being with Sonny on a physical level or using it as an alibi. Jocelyn was worried that her mom was going to prison. And what did she do? She get involved with Sonny and his mess. Now she says she's doing it for the family. Okay. Maybe you should let Sonny sit there and clean up his own mess this time. So, although me personally, I think that Jocelyn was kind of right in some ways, in a lot of ways, she was still hell out of pocket with the way she was snippy talking to her. Now, we're going to talk about all the soap operas tonight. General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. As you are coming in, make sure you do hit the like button. It really does actually help. And also, think about becoming a member as well. I got a couple of videos that's coming out. One video is going to be exclusively for members. The other video is going to be for members for 3 days first. You get early access to the video before everyone else does. It's not just a good way to help out the channel, but it's some really good content. So let's sit there and do a quick roll call. Get this started. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright, so let's get some music up in here. Let's get some music. Oh, a second. Okay, we're good. Alright. Now, as I always sit there and say, and I want to reiterate this, I am one person. There's 13 people in this chat, so I'm going to miss comments from time to time. But eventually I'll get to your next comment at some point in time. So yes. Krista is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ronnie Ryan, Mike Jester's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Laura B is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Lakeisha is in the chat. How you doing tonight? That's right. Luna the Lunatic. Queen of the South is in the chat. How is the Queen doing tonight? Kristen is in the chat. How you doing tonight? If I had talked to my mother like that, I wouldn't still be. Exactly. Kristen, you know the deal. You know the deal. We don't even have to sit there and say, you know the deal. It won't let me scroll down. Yes, Kristen's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Laura B's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Oh, of course, Queen. You know I gotta sit there and that's how the Queen is doing. And thank you for coming through tonight. And yeah, Laura B, like I said, she called her stupid. She called her desperate. I mean, you want to sit there and talk about being disrespectful? This girl was on one. This girl was on one today. As far as the disrespectful level is concerned. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's start off with that. Then we'll go from there. Lisa is in the chat. Lisa says, I was Team Josslyn today. Carly has Donna to think about. She almost went to prison for Rico and she decided to put herself in another mess. I can't believe Jason is upset with what Sonny did. Okay. Amy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Lakeisha said disrespectful or not, this is the one real time she's right. And that's the thing, Lakeisha. That's the thing, yes. As much as I do not like Josslyn, I have to sit there and put my feelings aside and be like, you know what? She has a point. She has a point. Now Ron says Tate should have kept his damn mouth shut. Why upset Holly? Because he didn't know. Because he didn't know that Holly didn't know. He had no idea that Holly didn't know. We did watch the same episode, right? Why would he keep his mouth shut and he assumed that she knew? Hell, her parents should have told her a long time ago and she wouldn't be in this emotional turmoil with him at this present time. Oh, this is why I'm here and you're there. So I'm just saying. The key says I don't even like Josslyn, but a broken clock is right twice a day. That is correct. Kristen says, "Oh, she wasn't wrong, but her approach was trash." Yeah, that's putting it lightly. That is putting it lightly, my dear. That is putting it lightly. But yes, Ron, he didn't know. We can't sit there and blame Tate for that. He did not know. Now, Lisa said, "Does Tate know that Brady has Daniel's heart?" I don't. I didn't even know that. What happened to Brady's heart, Lisa? Oh, I mean, talk about mad to the T, huh? Talk about mad to the T. Ron says, I understand that she didn't know, but he should have kept it to herself. Well, why would he keep it to himself if he didn't know? That's the thing, Ron. This is why they call 2020 hindsight. Like he wouldn't have said anything if she didn't know. Well, he was already defending his father, and she was going mad hard, and so he naturally said, "Hey, listen, you forgave Eric, so why are you being so hard on my dad?" Because he didn't know that she didn't know. Honestly, tell you the truth, why would he not say anything? Somebody had to say something. She went 18, 19 years without knowing the truth. And Eric is talking about, well, I'm going to come back to town to sit there and tell the truth. First of all, why is he doing this without Nicole there? Like, I understand they have to kind of skirt around this stuff because they don't have the actress, but like, this is why this story isn't as strong as it should be. And just on a side note, I'm gonna ask this question a couple of times. Has anybody heard of have anybody heard of a soap opera called Venice? It has people like Hillary B. Smith, the chick from One Life to Live. They used to play Nora. It has the actress that played Chloe on Days of Our Lives. It had Eric Madoff, also from Days of Our Lives. And it's a show that's still going. But I've never heard of this show before. Out of the 4 years that I've done these soap operas and stuff like that, I've never heard of this show once. So I would like to know. Yeah, exactly. Lobby, I found this by accident. I'm curious though. Lisa says he was involved in a car accident along with Eric and Daniel. Brady had a heart condition. Maggie donated his. Oh, okay. So, Kristen, you have heard of that? Okay, so we're kind of new to this then. Apparently, the show's been going on for a while. Since 2009. That's right, Kristen. This show flew under the radar for most people since 2009. But check it out. I want to know what people think of it. They're on season 7. I normally don't like to get into shows that I'm that far behind, but yeah, that's exactly what I said, Kristen. Plus, I wasn't used to Hillary B. Smith cursing. Like she dropped the F bomb a couple of times. I was like, how am I watching? But she was looking actually. She was actually looking kind of hot. I'm not even gonna lie. I sat there. It was like, damn. I can kind of see why Bo and the other guy was, why Bo and Colin was going after you. And I'm talking about Colin McGeiger. If you remember One Like to Live. Ron says Fiona is so dumb. Why the f is she doing with that pillow? Um, I have another question. Why the hell is she sitting there singing a lullaby to a grown ass woman? How about we start with that? How about we start with the fact that Fiona is sitting there giving a lullaby, singing a lullaby to a woman that's over 30 years old? And how do we sit there and not laugh at that? How about we start with that? Because I had to sit there and crack up for a hot minute, like, Kristen says, I quit days after Sarah lost a baby and realized she was raising Brady's. I didn't realize the actress had came back. Mm-hmm. Kristen, I know that she did she was on The Bone and Beautiful for a little bit. I remember that from what people told me. She played, I think, a woman named Caroline. You know, for the most part, the soaps was actually good. Bone and Beautiful was good to a point. And I mean, like, the only point that Bone and Beautiful was actually good was the Luna and Poppy scene. Everything else fell flat. I swear, I've never seen a soap opera rush through a story so fast in my entire life. And I've been watching soap operas since high school, since 11th grade. You know, when I used to actually have to tape my soap operas on a VCR. Yeah, I'm surprised it worked. I'm surprised it worked. Ron, was good cherry ice cream. There is, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got to sit there and ask this question about Johnson. Was Johnson right in her assessment? Hmm? It was all blurry. Yeah, that's generally how you should probably remember. Kristen, that's how you should remember Born to Beautiful as one big blur. Some good highlight moments, but just yeah, as a one big blur. One big giant blur. But hell, even the Young and Restless is actually good today. I mean, Kyle was still a prick, but Kristen says, too weird for me. You have more patience than I do. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Kristen. I do. Um, I don't know. Kristen, I'll be honest. I don't know if I would watch all the soap operas if I wasn't doing this as a YouTuber. I think I would probably just. That's true. That's true, Kristen. I think it's because I do YouTube that I'm able to sit there and watch all four of the soaps because I like different perspectives. But just as a fan, um, I don't know. YNR has a totally different energy than like General Hospital. So on some level, I can understand why some viewers don't really watch other soap operas except for the ones that they generally watch. I get it. Some reviewers only just watch certain shows. Like I don't know if you ever heard of Dion's Corner or GHMB. He just watches General Hospital. He doesn't really watch the other soap operas. But there was a guy who I did a video with. I don't know. Oh, Wayne talks soaps. He just does the CBS soaps. He doesn't do General Hospital. So everyone has everyone has their thing. What's good, Island? Kristen says, I was such a fan when Patrick and Robert were on, but I have been a sort of viewer since they left. I've heard, okay, so you heard of GHM. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kristen, he's been around, he's an OG, okay? He's been around for 11 years. He's been around for a long, long time. But yeah, he just does General Hospital. And I get it, but I'm glad I actually do all four of the soaps. Y&R is probably the hardest one to sell to people. I can sell people on B&B because of the time. General Hospital because it's General Hospital. And Days because Days is actually pretty good. Y&R is that's an entirely separate beast. Kristen says, I think the last time I liked Josslyn was whenever Carly was dating Franco. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't blame you, Kristen. Josslyn is she's a very polarizing character. She's a very polarizing character. Yes, I will cherry ice cream. I will make Gates number five. I'll be honest, cherry ice cream. I'm going to be working my ass off to make that happen. But yes, cherry ice cream. Oof. It's funny. I'm sitting there thinking about the workload. 5 reviews in about 2 hour um, live streams. I mean, not like I had much of a dating life anyway, but still. How you doing tonight, Melly Mel? My heart queen. Last day was good. Island said Josh must write about Carly, but she's too much. They need to tone her down. Yeah, I said that too. It was like you need to tone your shit down. You need to tone your shit down. What's good, Melly Mel? Kristen said you should do what makes you happy. Oh, it does make me happy, Kristen. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's fun though. I love doing it. In all reality, Kristen, I love doing it. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't actually enjoy it. Trust me. It's work, but it's fun. Ron says for next week, French repeat is back to Hope, Steffi, repetitive crap, also Brooke Taylor over again. French repeat. Yeah, I honestly tell you, the only stuff that was actually really good was the Poppy. Okay, Mel, I'm gonna try to watch it tomorrow then. Thank you. Only stuff that was actually good was the Luna and Poppy stuff. Um, I didn't really care much for the other stuff, but I talked about it. I mean, yeah, it was actually the weak. It's usually the weakest, but I still enjoy it though for what it is. Yes, the gate's gonna be number five, and your boy's gonna be working, but it's gonna be a lot of fun though. I'm actually really looking forward to the gates like everyone else. I feel like they are. To be fair, Kristen, let me ask you a question. Do you think that they're predictable because they're predictable, or do you think that they're predictable because you've been watching them so long? That's the question, Kristen. Do you think that they're predictable because it's just a predictable show or shows, or do you think it's because of your experience watching them? Because let's be honest, Kristen, when I was watching General Hospital, even after about a year and a half, that's what I said, Kristen. Even about after a year and a half, I knew Sonny so well that I can literally sit there and predict what he was going to say before he said it. I knew how he was going to react. I knew how Carly was going to react. So DC, that's why I'm a sporadic viewer. Yeah, I got you. DC says the thing about the gays. This is the first time I get to watch a soap from the first. That's true. That is true. We all gonna sit there and do it. We're all gonna sit there and you know, be a party to that. There gotta be some way I can sit there and try to reach out to the production company. I want to try to see if I can do that. See if we can try to work some sort of deal out or something. Because I'm like, but they got 1 week Trump press. Oh yeah, I forgot. DC is giving them. DC is probably giving them the harshest, the most, I guess, hard treatment possible. He's giving them 1 whole week. 1 week. They're pressing. 1 week. I'm gonna sit there and call cap on that. I'm gonna call cap on that to be honest. Sean says Soap Opera Digest had the greatest couple of daytime. Justin, Angela, Neil, Drusilla, Spencer, Trina, Gray, and Jenny was some who made the list. Oh, I can get Drusilla. DC says, truth be told, they should be setting their, they should be setting the season, should have cliffhangers by that first Friday, or else it'll be trashed. Okay, see, now I can't tell if you're being serious or if you're joking, DC. But, okay, you know what, DC? You're going to be more of a tougher critic than other people, so that's fine. That's fine. Some people are going to be more easier, you're going to be more tougher, so it balances out. I mean, yes, Island, and I feel like that's partly true. But let's be honest, Island. I feel like when you watch a show for a while, you know how the character's gonna react. If you're a person that pays attention to stuff like that, you're gonna pick up on it fast. So I feel like there's a certain level of nuance to it, though. See? I just wish the characters would learn their lessons and change their behaviors. Well, if they did that, then yeah. Um, I'm gonna try to see if I can reach out to the production company or something. Like I feel like they need people that's gonna sit there and really talk about these soaps. I don't understand. It's like the beauty influencers have it so easy, where it's like these companies are just sitting and giving products and stuff for a dying genre like soap operas. It's like it's hell for James to sit there and give an interview. I'm like, your shows is dying. Like, what are you doing? Like James is not there literally giving you a life preserver by having you, by talking about your characters and your actors and stuff. It was stupid, Kristen, but also let's be honest, Rick ain't shit. I I'm very happy that Rick is back in town, but I'm gonna sit there and call him Basuna. Okay, that was some foul shit that I didn't see coming. You're gonna sit there and turn in the mother of your child, of your daughter, and then just sit there and say, well, Molly would understand because she would want to know the truth. What? Seriously, Terry, let's keep it real. I know, but I love him. I'm so glad he's here and he's messy. He is, Kristen, and he gives me a lot of material to sit there and talk about. Like me sitting there calling him trash. I'm sorry, Basuda. Sean says Rick's the man. Yeah, exactly. Rick is Rick ain't shit. Rick is trash, bro. Like I can't believe he did that shit. Like last they said B&B next week holds back and Steffi is back on about the kids. What was the point of her crying like a baby for 2 weeks about Ben? Let this man cook. Let this man. He has a point. Now, Kristen said this is the same man who tried to take Molly away from Alexis when she was going through cancer. So I guess not. I guess not. It's I don't know. I guess maybe just it's still kind of for some odd reason it still surprises me. But yes, I can see what you're saying. It was good, Jonathan. You saw the previews towards Bowl. I mean towards well yeah towards Bowl, but towards Days of Our Lives. Steve took one assessment. He was like, yeah, that's not Abigail. You're like, that ain't Abigail, and just walked away. Like I don't know who this blonde chick is, but she ain't Abigail though. That's right, Alan. He is Basuda. Zen. Jonathan. I just sat there and was saying before. I was like, so let me get this straight. You telling me that this chick Fiona decided to give a lullaby to a woman that is over 30 years old? Like, what in the hell did I just watch? What's good, Francis? Hey, listen, you're here. You're not here. You're not late. Whenever you're here, you're on time. Sorry, late. Wanted to hop on for a while. So crazy. Busting my younger son is getting married. Oh, okay. Congratulations, Francis. Congratulations. Let's everyone congratulate Francis on her younger son getting married. That's just an amazing thing. It is, Island. It is. It was it was actually pretty good. Yo, Brady is just. But John, the thing is, John just looks like an idiot. You're sitting there telling your son to fight and be like, hey, listen, you may not, of course, Francis, of course. You may not sit there and remember all the details. I don't think you should sit there and plead guilty towards a crime if you don't remember all the details. And I'm like, really, John? Really? That's some really good advice that you should have sat there and took. Just oh my god, like what the man? Jonathan, wouldn't it have been so much better if Nicole was actually there? Last day says B&B has actually been good, and now Hope is back. It sucks again. It sucks because Hope is back, or it just sucks because well, just Queen Cat Lady. Luna was everything. Gonna miss her. Cat Lady. You know what I miss? I miss your reviews. I've been checking out your channel lately. You did a lot of posting on shorts and stuff in like 90210. Like, where's the reviews at? Justin says Alexis needs to fix things with Molly and Christina. This show is unwatchable. Where are we? Where the hell are we? I thought it didn't make any sense, Jonathan. One minute she's super upset with her. Okay, because I was like, wait. Because and that's the thing. You was like, you haven't been checking my channel. I've been checking your channel. I've been sitting there checking your channel. I was like, okay. Oh, okay, you're back. Okay. All right. And you did a live. And I didn't get a notification. That's just fucking awesome. Okay. I will definitely check it out. Where's my where's my music at? I was gonna sit there and say I take her over Hope. At least she's interesting. But yeah, I get it. It just, my whole thing is like she was so pissed off one minute, and next minute she's sitting there talking about, "I love you, mom. I really do. I'm sorry. Please don't leave me alone." You were so happy to sit there and frame your mom and leave her there to rot, and then you see her, and then you start crying and everything like that, and you barely get your grievances out. What the? Oh, Jonathan, I got another question to ask you. So let me know you're still in the chat. Francis says, "Do you think that Anna's going to Cersei?" No, I don't know why. I just don't. I don't think that's going to happen, which would be a laughable plot point. Jonathan, you ever heard of a show, a soap opera called Venice? Yes, Mel. Laura B is asking you not to actually, which I kind of really want to know the spoilers too for the soap operas. Mel, so if you can kind of keep those spoiler free, that will definitely help people enjoy the show more. And that's the thing, Jonathan. I haven't heard of it either. This show came out in 2009. It has Hilary B. Smith, Nora. It has the actress that plays Chloe. She was on the show. I don't know if she's still on the show. It had Eric Martel, the guy who plays Brady. It had some pretty heavy hitters on this show. Um, and I've never actually heard of it. And it's still going too. It's on YouTube. It's called Venice. It's what it reminds me of. Um, it reminds me of the Bay in a sense, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I just looked at it not that long ago on YouTube. Oh, okay. Thank you, Alan. Yes, okay. So you have heard of that. Okay, Jonathan. I've never heard of it. You're like, wow, okay. Thank you, Francis. Yes, I'm about to hit that goddamn like button too. Thank you, Francis. No, we're not mad at you. We just, we want to sit there and kind of have it more of a happy surprise. That's all. Yeah, Jonathan. Like I said, I was just surprised. But no, we're not mad at you. I'm not surprised. Don't encourage her, Catherine. Don't encourage her. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised though. Valerie, what's good, Valerie? Valerie says, Albert, yes, Josh had a point, but my mom would have slapped the taste out of my goddamn mouth for talking to her like that. Yes. You know, Valerie. You know. I'm not surprised, Jonathan. I'm not surprised. Like I said, I've never heard of that show. And um, that show has been on. I'm sorry, Riley. I kind of had to sit there and put in some stuff for you that you didn't put in yourself. Really? Yeah, well, I had to sit there and add some spice in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of spice in there. Okay, so we got no, actually I have not watched the bed yet. I mean, Jonathan, I couldn't tell if the acting was bad or I just didn't know what was going on. I think that was another thing, Jonathan. And also, DC said that he watched it. He felt like the acting was like absolutely terrible. Sean says, "Albert Johnson needs a story, and I don't mean with Dex. What kind of story does she? What kind of story does she? What kind of story do you think that she needs?" Oh, yeah, no, I know that, Jonathan. Um, Plus, I don't know if I have the time. I think that's another thing. Like, honestly, tell you, Jonathan, next year when the gates come out, like, I'm gonna be so busy. I'm literally gonna be working overtime. So it piqued my curiosity. It just didn't pique it enough where it's like I want to sit there and try to dedicate time to it. Though. Yeah, no, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. You know, we just like to be surprised sometimes. That's all. Okay, so yeah, we got 19. Okay, we got 20 likes. We got 37 people in the chat. So if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of an air date, for instance. I think everyone is guessing at this point. They're guessing it's like early January. So, but nobody knows for sure. Calais says, "Who is we?" Most people, Calais. I mean, not you, obviously, but what was it, Calais? You don't like me speaking for you? Would you feel more comfortable if I actually blame you for a hangover I may get tomorrow? Okay, no, that's cool. That's good. That's yeah, yeah. You're the horror queen. I know that. That's what we call you, horror queen. Sean says, apart from her mama and Cindy's business, her own story dealing with her life. But okay, cool, Cat Lady. I'll blame you if I get a hangover tomorrow. But Jonathan, I don't know. I don't. I think maybe Brady was stopping himself though. I think honestly, to tell you, Jonathan, I think Brady would sit there and stop him himself. Sean said the base sucks. Bad writing, not great actors. Not great actors. I mean, I've seen some of the actors. I don't know if it's necessarily the actors or is it the acting because the acting could come down to directing. Um, but I don't know. You watched it, so maybe you may know more than me. Francis is Albert. Did you see Wendy coming back? Did you see? No. Um, Kyrie said that though. Kyrie was the one that was saying that Wendy's coming back. He told me. I didn't even know about it. I mean, if she does come back, hopefully they make her a better character. Mel says my intuition is not going to be wrong about Marlena hypnotizing the show. Okay, okay, Mel, I don't doubt you. That's good. And again, Francis, that's the thing about Wendy is that when she was on Beyond Salem, she was great. They put her on Days of Our Lives, and her character just went downhill, and it never went up since. Now, Ron says over this time they just put this time they just put Xander in prison for assaulting, going after Brady. He's disgusting. He's disgusting. Okay, Ron, he's disgusting. I would sit there and think that he's mad. He's hot headed. He is reacting without thinking. But I will sit there and say this much, Island. I don't give a damn about her tears. I don't feel bad for her. She's doing the whole "woe is me." I'm not a woman who cheats. Even though you're sad thing you cheated twice, and you're sad thing you're cheating on Chase. But no, you're not a cheater. Yeah, okay, Willow. Sure. Francis says putting Willow with Trip. I mean, putting Winnie with Trip was not a good pairing. No chemistry. Um, I don't know about chemistry. I just know that they're two boring ass characters. Now, okay, okay, hold on. Oh, Cat says Rick wasted no time snitching on Alexis. You know what, Cat Lady? That's what snitching actually is. Cat Lady. I'm so glad that you know what snitching is now. It seemed to be some discrepancies about you not being too sure what snitching was with the whole Trina thing, but I'm glad that you got it. So okay, Mel, I appreciate that. Johnson says now Fiona is going to try to kill Sally. Apparently so, and it's I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan. After she sung that damn lullaby, I couldn't take anything she was doing seriously, and it's so random too. Jason says Rick is decent. What? Stephanie says, okay, Albert, go in on Jocelyn. I've been going in on Jocelyn for a hot minute. I went in on Jocelyn. I went more hard on Jocelyn in my review. I'm gonna be honest. She was disrespectful as fuck, right? And she called her mother all sorts of names that any decent mother would have probably smacked the living taste out of her mouth. But she wasn't wrong in her assessment. Um, I do blame her attitude on Carly's bad parenting skills, and I stand by that. But let's everyone say what's up to Stephanie. Now this is up. I got good news that the Woolman horror movie is coming January 17th. Oh, I gotta look that up. Absolutely. Did you see how happy he was when they were in Sonny's place and he was like, I know where the lockbox is. I know where he keeps the lockbox at. And I was just sat there was like snitching as like have a good night, Francis. And again, congratulations tomorrow. Sean says that the material the actors get on the bay isn't too good in the direction, but it's been some good actors on the bay. Rick Hurst was on there. Okay. Sometimes again it's hard because it's like I've seen good actors in shitty roles, and I've seen good actors in bad stories that makes them seem like a bad actor, but they're not really a bad actor. They're just in a shitty story. Yeah, Jonathan, except for this time, he was very gleefully about it. Seriously, Cherry Ice Cream. Okay, Julia White, I think is a good actor. He's been in some shitty ass movies. And if you didn't know who Julia White was and you sat there and watched, like, I don't know, one of his recent movies where he did with giant sharks, you would sit there and think he's a terrible actor, but he's a good actor. Kelly says Dex can go now, please. I think that Jess will probably have. I think Jess will have a problem with that. Sadly. God damn, you wrote a whole goddamn paragraph, bro. I've been drinking. Ross says, why did Leo blab to Stephanie about seeing Connie next week? Connie out of Everett's apartment. She doesn't know the person. That's what the promos. Why would you think it's blabbing? Stephanie was meant to try to find people to go to the funeral, and he didn't even want to go. That's why he sat there and said, well, ask Connie. So I would sit there and say that's blabbing. Well, how is that blabbing? Maybe I'm a little confused. Why don't you educate me? Johnson says Dex 2.0 as if there's only one Stone Cold Jason Morgan, no substitutions. What's good, Dewan? You know, I still got to see. Well, that's interesting. I still got to see the first. I still got to see the first collection though. It came on a couple of times, and I just never found the time to sit there and watch it. But try to have some. Boy, just got his chest. Was good. Linneo? I think that's how you pronounce the name, Neil. Linneo? How you doing tonight, Linneo? And it's good to see you again. Uh, Cat Lady, you're off the hook. I'll blame Jess for this now. I mean, I get that, Ron, but I mean, did you understand what I first said, though? He didn't want to go to the funeral, so he tried to get somebody else to go, go for him. Hmm. Johnson says Anna got Dex to join a PCPD specifically because he worked with Sonny. He has some of his secrets. That's true. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. No, it says I got bad news that Camilla that was on Riverdale show is excellent. I know what you did last time because of scheduling conflicts. Um. Okay. I don't know how much bad news that is, but I mean, not that I have a problem with her. Um, I enjoyed her take on Veronica for what it was worth. I felt like Riverdale was just uh, that was a show. It was it was an interesting show. I enjoyed the show, even when it was really bad. I still enjoyed the show, so I can't even sit there and talk shit about it. Was good, Deluxe? Jess, what is your thoughts on Josslyn? You think that her assessment was right about Carly? What are your thoughts, Jess? Yes, Jess. What you thought of today's scene with Josslyn and Carly? Now Johnson said Johnson needs to stay in her lane. I like that. Ron says, do you think that Jada will find Melinda trash at the apartment because she is looking for Connie? Yeah, I do, Ron. I do. I think it'd be sometime towards the middle or maybe the end of the week. But I do, Ron. I do think so. I was very curious about what your thoughts was, Jess, when I saw it. I mean, if you saw my review, you already know what I thought. In all reality, Jess says she was extremely over the top, but I can see where she's coming from. And that's the thing, Jess. I can see where she's coming from too. And yeah, I agree with everything you just said. It was funny though too, because I saw the promos and I was like, man, I'm gonna sit there and rip Joss a new one. And then I watched and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go hard on you, but I'm not gonna go as hard as you. As I'm not gonna go as hard as I originally planned. Deluxe said Joss is so disrespectful. I guess they didn't whip her when she was younger. Yeah, Carly has bad parenting skills. Carly has some shitty parenting skills. Because I don't understand how you raise a daughter that could sit there and talk to you like that. It's just beyond me. Seriously, Terry Ice Cream, that's just being real. Just as like Carly is grown, she can do what she wants, but then again, when is it going to end with her cycle with Sonny? Yeah, her going backwards in life. That's why I was like, you know what? She's not wrong. She just got under the SEC charges and the RICO charges magically, and now you go right back into the thick of things with Sonny. No, how about you let Sonny clean up his own goddamn mess for once? You know, years ago, I would have never said that. I would have never sat there and said anything about Sonny as far as clean up his own mess. But Kristen says it would be so exhausting to be one of Carly or Sonny's children. Dante always looks so exhausted. And Johnson says, I'm not a fan of punishing children with violence. Yeah, I think mm, Jess says proud of you for seeing her side. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, Jess. I do try. I try my best to sit there and be balanced and try to see both sides. Um, Regardless of my feelings for her, I can see where she's coming from. She's not wrong. She just went about it in a very disrespectful way. Uh, Island says Carson are a super couple like whatever that is. The couples are dysfunctional. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, but that's not always a good thing, though. You know, that's really not always a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the. It comes like I said. It comes to a certain point where it's like, when is enough enough? How long and how much you gonna sit there and put your children through all that, to put Johnson through that? So I get it. Oh, Jess, listen, Cat Lady was talking all sorts of shit before you got here. Let me tell you something. Cat Cat Lady, why don't you sit there and repeat all the good stuff you was sitting there saying about her boy Dex? And don't hold back. Justin says about today with Josh, I mean, really? Like, she's not like her mom on how she got with Dex in the first place. She can ask him. Like, she's not like her mom. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of. Yeah, okay. I don't even. I don't know what that means though, like in the grand scheme of things though. I'm sorry, what did you just say? Carly says, well, look at snitch ass Albert, just like Rick and Dax. No, Cat Lady. I want to make sure that you kept that same energy. I want to make sure you kept that same energy, Cat Lady. Alan says, Nicholas and Victor. Okay. No, I get what you're talking about, super couples dysfunction. I get all that. I don't really know what that means and like, okay. Is there, I mean, yeah, I don't know what Cat Lady's talking about. All I said, Jess, is keep that same energy that she was keeping before when she was talking hella breezy about Dax. Why are you sent to why are you sent to use my last name with Kanye? See, when you actually say a sentence that actually you sit there and say a sentence that actually makes sense, Ron, then I'll sit there and read it out loud. Iwan says their couple's name. No, I mean I get it. It's I've never really been a fan of couples that put their names together. It just seems really silly to me. You see, Jesse, can't wait to tell. But that's not snitching. Now. That's not okay. Fuck it. Maybe they is snitching. But I want to sit there and make sure you kept that same energy. That's all, Callie. That's why I was snitching trying to go. Now, Island says I hate Dex with a passion. Cameron and Spencer were better characters. Oh, let's not talk about Spencer. Let's not talk about Spencer. Spencer was a Spencer was a privileged prick. No, let me say this again. Spencer was a privileged prick with small dick energy. Okay. The only thing that made Spencer tolerable was Trina. Okay. Exactly, Jess. No. No. Fuck Spencer and the horse he rode in on. I am so glad that Dex put his ass on the ground more than once. LaShawn says, when is Lucky Spencer coming back to Port Charles? Probably in like 3 weeks. Because you know they like to sit there and I'm keeping it real, cherry ice cream. And Valerie. We're not gonna sit there and start telling lies and fallacies. Okay, Mal, I'll get to your comment in a second. We're not gonna sit there and start telling lies and fallacies, talking about Spencer was a better character than Dex. I mean, I respect your opinion. I just Kristen says, Albert, in terms of your early reviews, I agree with you. Lucky never wanted to turn. Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there saying. Like, it just seems like it's such a rewrite, and it's like you're kind of you're kind of messing up the character that way, in a sense. That's my issue. You're messing up the character in a sense. That's what I have a problem with. And Mel says, I got good news that the Lantern TV series with Josh Brolin as hell because he is older, goofy, no nonsense partner John Stewart will begin next year. Okay. Um, so weird that they chose Josh Brolin as Hal Jordan. But Johnson says we could see a different side of Spencer once he escapes the island he's on. Carly says luck will be back in town next week. New writers are moving fast with this one. Hopefully, from your lips to the writers, Exactly, Jess. And it's funny too. I made a comparison with that when I was doing my Y&R review. Island says, "Yep, he was Dex. Yeah, he was. Dex is boring. I must admit that Spencer could be a pain. Yeah, he was a pain. He was a privileged prick with small dick energy. You know, Jess, I've realized something. We're gonna sit there and be tortured with that annoying ass chick for at least a couple of weeks, and yeah, I'm not happy about it. But I'm trying not to be too dark about it though. Okay, Sean, I'm gonna read your comment in a minute. I'm gonna need a drink for that one. So if I go off on a character, don't take it personally. Johnson says actually Josh Brolin casting of Hell Jordan was reported to be a real. Okay, good, good. Just so who gives an F about that storyline? Who gives an F about that storyline or that character? I wanted Olivia to sit there and smack her goddamn teeth out of her mouth. Sean says, I know you don't like Spencer's character, but he was the best thing to happen to GH in a while. I'm gonna purge that fucking sentence out my goddamn head. Sean, Sean, I like you, but yeah, 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 no, he was the best thing that happened to GH in a long time. You know, Sean, I think I would sit there and need 8 shots before I actually. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. I agree to disagree with that. Just as that awful hairstylist is so distracting. I can't believe Sean actually said that shit to me. Wow. Johnson says, "What'd you think of EJ at the police station?" I think he was smart not to sit there and take that to trial because he doesn't have a case. And see, and what's good, D King? The fact that he got fired and then rehired and his career so far is on shaky grounds, and he got fired from Demero, and he has no case essentially, was smart. But I think that Brady's being an idiot about this whole thing. Yeah, I can't even sit there and read that shit. Like, you actually said, okay, yeah, no, listen, I love Josh Brolin now, but like, I'm glad Johnson said that that shit was just a rumor because I'm like, what in the hell? Oof. You know, Sean, I'll sit there and say this. I'll be somewhat nice before I decide to be a dick again. Trina and Spencer was lightning in the bottle. I couldn't stand that character. I want to make that shit very perfectly clear. I could not stand that character. But Trina made him tolerable. And he brought a lot of press and everything like that to the show. And that was great. So in those respects, yes. But I don't think I ever actually want to utter those goddamn words ever again about him being the best thing ever. I can't finish that sentence. But I will be nice and sit there and say that they were lightning in the bottom. See, Sean, I'm not a total dick. I can recognize what they brought to the table. Um, they were on the cover of magazines. They were on the billboard. They did great things for the show, and I will sit there and recognize that. And that's as nice as I'm gonna be about that shit. But Kristen says the way you feel about Spencer is the way I feel about Jason. I respect that. I respect that. Tracy Steves was good, just as they did, but the whole time Nicholas Chavez didn't even like Jazz. Jazz. How about we kind of how about we kind of just take that back a little bit? We just take that back a little bit. And what happens in the members chat kind of stays in the gorgeous Queen Janet was good love. Uh, Kelly says, well, Trina needs to hurry up and get a storyline. I listen, just put her ass on the gates at this point. Why even bother? Like, put her ass on the gates. They ain't doing shit with Trina. Put her ass on the gates. Um, I sit there and read that. I was like, oh god. I get it, Justin. Trust me. But I know, Jess. I know. But on a side note, Jess, thank you for reminding me. I gotta rewatch that video. That shit is still funny to this day. Johnson says somebody mentioned that Anthony Starr Homelander should play. I can see that, but he plays what you call it so well. Jess, I didn't say the details. I know, love. I know. She is, and that's the thing, Kristen. She is. I like Tommy. I like her. I wouldn't sit there and go that far, Gemini. I'm not gonna get into it in this chat, Gemini, but she is actually not wrong though. That's what I'm gonna sit there and say. I want to sit there and start a little war here, but now says Albert, Beetlejuice and the front room starts Friday. I'll probably see it on demand. Hell, I'm actually gonna sit there and see A Quiet Place 3 tomorrow because it's on Paramount. She did, Jess, and Rick is a piece of shit. Tracy says Quiet Place sounds good. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it in the movie theater, so Tracy, I didn't get a chance to watch it in the movie theaters, but they got it on Paramount, so I'm watching it tomorrow. Janice says, Albert, did you like Luna today? I I was very confused by Luna today. I thought that she was gonna be I thought that she was really gonna sit there and go off on Poppy and blame Poppy for her being in the situation. She had a shitty childhood and she blamed Poppy for that. So I sat there and I was surprised that she was so like remorseful. Like she said that she's sorry, she didn't mean to sit there and and do this to her. She wanted her love. She didn't want her to be upset. Like it went backwards. And I think that was my whole. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it was so backwards. I was like, what? Thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, Jess. I'm like, why are you crying for? I thought you was gonna be more upset. I'm expecting you to sit there and bring the smoke and everything like that to her, and you sit there talking about, oh, please forgive me, please stand by me, stand by you. What? Thank you, Gemini. I was like, what happened to that whole? I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, you was sitting there shitting on RJ with his sex game, sitting there saying that Zende was the best you ever had, and RJ is nothing but a little boy. That's what I'm saying. Yes, they literally went backwards. I was like, I didn't really. Mel says, I already watched Quiet Place. Okay, well, I look forward to watching it tomorrow. Then, though, I'm actually very excited because I'm actually off. Ah, it's so good to be off. Sean says, who knows who likes who? I like the show Castle. Those actors didn't get along, but it was magic on screen. Yeah, I'm a Sean. All I'm gonna sit there and say is, if you become a member, you watch my one of my videos, you'll understand what I'm talking about. That's what I'm gonna say, Sean. There's a video that explains why Jess said what she said. That's all I'm gonna say. It was rushed, Laura B, but it was also a rewrite that there was no thought process. So that's my whole thing, Laura B. They changed the attention. They changed the attentions for Poppy. The problem was the stuff that happened before it contradicted it. So it never really made a lot of sense that they just decided to make her a villain. D King said, plus, was why was she confess so quickly with no Lord presented, rushed and very unrealistic. Island says the ending of the Luna story was anticlimactic. If I wrote the ending, I would have. Well, yeah, I mean, I assume that Island, you would write a. To be fair, Island, anybody in this chat could have wrote a better ending story um, than what the hell they did. I still just I still so far have no idea what the hell they're writing for Luna, but like it was literally all over the place. That kind of lady says Jordan's about to get her old job back, so don't worry. Yeah, but that's the thing though, Gemini. It was Gemini for me it was bad, but in an entertaining way because at least I can look at some of this stuff and laugh at it. That's the thing, Gemini. If I can laugh at some of the dumb shit that goes on in B&B, then I would just have to just be disappointed. But I can laugh at this shit though. Just as like you have set up your villain properly, not just pull some ish out of your ass. Well, just walk into the school and grab Bell. Well, that's pretty much what you do. You just pull shit out your ass. You just slap it on there, and then you hope for the best. You know what you hope for, Jess? You hope that people who have been watching this show for such a long time will continue to put up with the crap that you put out. Yeah, I can kind of start to see why I may not be a good influencer for some of these networks. Okay, just as it was entertaining for sure. B&B's been born for a while, but it was badly written. Johnson says, imagine if Luna pulled an Aunt Jordan and slashed Lee while escaping and going on a run. Then it will be in it. Yeah, But hopefully they wouldn't sit there and play to a point where, because Jordan ran her course at some point, and it just got ridiculous. Sean says, Albert, it doesn't matter. Things are never what they seem to be. People disappoint. I would not be shocked, believe me. Sean, what are you talking about in particular? Sean says it doesn't matter. What doesn't matter? I'm only asking because there's like 38 some people in the chat. So why don't you tell me what doesn't matter? Sean says Matt Reeves said that the Batman 2 story is going to dig into the epic story about deeper corruption, and it goes into a place that he couldn't even anticipate in the first one. Well, I look forward to it. Um, Edwards from Twilight actually did a good job as far as Batman is concerned. So now, Sean, when you sit there and say, Albert, it doesn't matter, things are never what it seems to be, what does that mean? I want to understand what you're saying. While I'm still somewhat sober to kind of respond back in the proper way. Just as, especially this ish was in there that pissed me off how they changed it. Yeah, she wasn't on the special mints. But see, the thing is just, okay, I will sit there and say this. I will sit there and say this. Zenny's still fucked up. Okay? He still slept with RJ's girlfriend. He knew that was RJ's girlfriend. He still chose to sit there and sleep with her. Okay, I feel like I'm getting another drink. Hold on. Sean says Nicholas and Toby's relationship, whatever it was or is. Sean, all I'm gonna sit there is I'm not gonna really get into it here just because like the video that this stuff came out was in the member circle, and I get it, Sean. You know, you're just like it is what it is, but I think there's a deeper meaning behind it, and once if you ever become a member and you watch it, you'll understand why it's such a big deal. Um, I have my own thoughts on it. I'll sit there and say that, but it's a little more. It's a little more. It's a little more. There's a little more nuance to it. That's what I'm gonna say about it. Just as why y'all still talking about it, let it go. Why let it go, Jess? I was just answering this. I was just answering her question. Kelly says, "So is Luna gonna be pregnant now for real?" I think she's gonna be in jail. I think she'd be too busy in jail. They probably just here's the thing, cat lady. They want to wrap up the storyline so fast that I doubt that they're gonna do a pregnancy storyline. I'll say that much. Oh, of course, Kristen. But I'm not gonna lie. I did like Ben Affleck. Surprisingly, Kristen, I actually did like Ben Affleck. He was a surprise for me. I'll tell you that much. But yes, Michael Keaton is always going to be a man. Yes. Island says it was like they put a couple of bullet points together and photos. I mean, and paragraphs and let the actors recycle that ish. Yeah, they I mean, like I said, Island, and I said this in my review. When it comes to the writing and the stories are bold and beautiful, they don't necessarily have to make sense. They just have to make sense to two people, the international people from around the world that watch this show, and the people that have been watching this show for about 30 something years. That's what they have to sit there and make sense to. And this Luna storyline was a perfect example of that. I mean, my whole thing is there's a point where she sat there and said, we didn't have to sit there and worry how we were going to get our next meal. Luna, I sat there and I looked at your apartment. Y'all didn't look like y'all were destitute. What's good, animal? Y'all didn't look like y'all were destitute. So my whole thing is like, let's not sit there and try to act like you were poor Annie or anything like that. Like it wasn't really, you know, like I think she really exaggerated the shit out of it. Sean says, I was shocked that Kelly Monaco and Steve didn't get along. Now that one shocked me. They worked together for years. No, that's true, Sean. That's true. I before social media and before me doing this, yeah, just said they weren't, and I yes, thank you, Jess. I said the same shit in my review. I literally sat there and was like, "Whoa, you had RJ, okay? What your ass got was you got greedy. You got greedy. You could have played the long con game. You could have got pregnant with RJ. Your ass would have been set. This shit still makes no sense to me. You had a rich boyfriend. You sat there and said, well, you got close to RJ so you can get Bill's money. You could have sat there and chilled with RJ's money. Kristen says Ben Affleck version was the only one I didn't see. Now that count was my opinion the best movie. Oh, nice. Maybe I gotta watch that one day. I do like Ben Affleck, and he does make some good movies. But I'm telling you, Kristen, he's surprisingly good as Batman. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest, Kristen. I did not see that shit coming. Just exactly. That's why it makes no sense. Yeah, it really doesn't. Animal says, Albert, if they put Kyle and Claire together, they will lose their minds completely. Why is that? Animal, I will only sit there and disagree a little bit because I feel like tolerable. Claire makes Kyle, Claire makes Kyle tolerable, like Trina made Spencer tolerable. This is something that I noticed. I actually tell you the truth when I sit there and I think about it. Elena made Damon tolerable in a lot of people's eyes. Like I love Damon as a character on the Vampire Diaries, but people sat there and said that Elena made Damon a more tolerable person. So I mean, I get it. I get it. I guess for me, it was more of a surprise. Because I didn't, I didn't think I was actually going to like Ben Affleck. Like when I heard of the role, when I heard of it, I was like, oh, they must be out their goddamn minds. But to be fair, Island, I didn't think that Chris Evans was actually going to make a good Captain America. Okay, I did see another teen movie, so I didn't see that shit coming up. Ron says about how did Stephanie got Connie's cell phone number in a promo for days. She was like, that's a good question, Ron. That's a really good question. I don't have the answer towards that because I didn't watch it, but that's a good question though. Emma says, think about if Claire is technically either younger. Okay, hold on. Now, Anna says, I would think about it. Claire is technically either younger or older than Kyle. And what does that mean? I do too, Island. See, Island, I rock with you, Island. I rock with you. I rock with you, Island. I love that. I would give it a like if I could. I would give that comment a like if I could. But Animal, why does that matter if she's younger or older than Kyle? I'm I'm kind of curious where that's going. I don't want to sit there and kind of want to hear. This is love that will show more than the movies, but I like both. Yeah, I did love the show as well. I can see that, Sean. I love him as Batman, but I can see why people didn't. I'll say that. Animal said, Albert, that would be weird, and she's Summer's cousin. It would be like keeping it in the family. Okay, Animal, I am so sober right now. So you're, I'm still curious about that though. Like, okay, okay, I don't really fully understand it. I guess the part because you're not just saying she's younger or older than Kyle. So do you have a problem with the fact that their ages are vastly separate, or do you not like the fact that Kyle was dating two people that is in the same family? That's what I'm very curious about. Island says Daredevil had three perfect seasons, Grayson. But you know, Island, I'm looking forward towards the new one. Okay, so Animal, you don't like the fact that the ages are different and keeping it in the family. Okay, well, okay, I can respect the keeping it in the family part, maybe, but I don't understand what's the problem with their ages. Like, okay, maybe Kyle might be a little bit older than um Claire. What couples these days where the man is a little bit older than the woman that they're dating? I mean, unless in your eyes, Animal, they have to be the same age for you to feel comfortable with them dating. But I respect it. You know, this is fine. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the new season of Tribe. Well, I got Disney Plus. So, I mean, it's kind of not really an option at this point. D King says if Sally can date both Nick and Adam, Kyle can date. Claire. Yeah, that's thank you, DK. Like I wasn't gonna sit there. It's your opinion. I just now Janice says age and dating has changed a lot. Yeah. Um. I mean, back way back then, used to be like many women date younger guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Janet. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, I've dated older women. Like I've dated a woman, so like kind of was this Hollywood. Okay. Johnson says, "Do you think Marion will kidnap Steve if she finds out he's on her?" I can see that being a desperate ploy. I can see that being a desperate ploy. That's why I rock with you, Jen. That's why I rock with you, Jen. But yes, I would sit there and say yes. I dated an older woman before. So it's hella fun. I would sit there and say, you can sit there and teach some younger women some stuff. That is all I'm going to sit there and say about that. But I prefer to sit there and call them cougars. I don't like any of those other names. I feel like it's either just weird or disgusting. But cougars work just fine. One, I'm glad you heard, I'm glad you peeped that cherry ice cream. And two, I ain't wrong. I am not wrong. Tracy says people seem more okay with men dating young women than women dating younger men. Yes, that's true. That's actually 100% true, Tracy. Island says, you ever watched Jane the Virgin? So I couldn't get into that show. I wasn't a fan of the premise. It just actually pissed me off. But Jenna says having things in common most important and attraction. Yeah. Either that or the sex is just really amazing. And I seriously, Jenna, I'm just gonna be blunt about it. Either that or the sex is just really amazing. Fun times. Mel says out of all the Batmans, oh my, yep, that's you're 100% correct about that, Mal. That's my girl. That's my girl, Janet. She knows. Lakeisha, I like my men older. Yeah. Johnson said, "Ever seen the TV show Zoo?" I've I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it though. What is that show about again? It's I know it's Stephen. I know it's by Stephen King though, right? Kristen says I couldn't finish the Patterson Batman movie. Wow. Yeah, I actually like that movie. They didn't want Michael Keaton. What the? What's good, Spencer? Spencer, you saw if you saw Jason, what'd you think of the what you thought of the Josslyn scene? Oh yeah, no, I know, yeah, no, I know exactly who all the Batmans are. But it's cool that you know that too. It's taking so goddamn long. Now, Kristen says, "Look at Tina Turner. She meant the love of her life, and he was a younger man than her." Yeah, we all know how that ended, didn't we? We all know how that ended. Let's just keep that 100%. Oh, Kristen, you saw Zoo. Okay. Kristen, when did it fall off for you? Did it fall off for you on the third season, Kristen? Did it fall off for you on season three? I say that because that's when most shows tend to fall off. Johnson says it was based off James Patterson book about a small group of people who stop animals that have gone rabid during a plague. Oh, okay. You know, Jonathan, after working at the bookstore, I felt like James Patterson was just like practically stamped on my forehead. Lakeisha, I don't like mine's too old though, but I prefer older. I can't date a younger man, especially not at this point in my life. Why is that, Lakeisha? Why can't you date a younger man um at this point in your life? If y'all mind me asking. Oh, what's good, Herman? Damn, it's been a hot minute since I've seen you. Animal says a great movie is Ladder 49. I felt like I heard it about that movie. Oh, okay, never mind her. Okay, thank you. Spencer said Josslyn needs to sit down and let the big boys handle their business. Carly had to cover for Sonny because she still loves Sonny because they have children together. They have a special connection. I get Josslyn to a point, Albert. Sonny is a ruthless SOB, but Donna needs to grow with a father, and John Case was an antagonist. Sonny going after his daughter. Really, yeah, he was dead me. Yeah, he deserved to be put down like the animal that he was. Oh no, I've heard of yeah, I've heard of an animal. I never got a chance to watch it, but I did hear it though. But yeah, no, listen, I do not feel bad for John Cates. He got put down like the animal he was, and he if he actually valued his life and in life with his son, he wouldn't have went after Sonny so hard. You go after and I'm gonna sit there and say this, and I know this sounds awful. Um, after I read Tracy's comment, what do you mean the man Tina Mary seemed to be a good man that really believed in her? We are going to die at some point. At least she was happy. Oh man, don't be having this stuff together. Sure, that's true, Tracy. Um, but no, people sat there and in my comment section yesterday. I mean, in my chat yesterday, and was Smith talking about how they felt bad for John Cates and that Sonny was a monster and he was disgusting. Sonny is a mobster. John knew that he had a son, and people were just saying, "Well, I feel bad for John because now his son is going to have to sit there and be without a dad." I'm like, "Well, that's John's fault. You sat there and you went after a mobster, so whatever happens, happens." And hopefully, John actually has family. But John got put down like the rabid animal that he was. Herman says, although Josslyn had good points, I roll my eyes because wasn't she riding Dexty when she thought he was a bad mobster? She was with him way before she learned was really working for her bro. Hmm. Now, DK says some young men have their stuff together better than older men, depending on the man. Thank you. DK is bringing the facts. Exactly, Kristen. Yes. It is a case by case basis. Thank you for bringing that in there. Um, I didn't really understand that though, Herman, because she was with Dex and she knew was. Here's the thing. The sad thing is, Herman, is so as though Jocelyn made up a story in her head. So that they're saying that, well, Dex worked for Sonny, but he never killed people. What you thought that Dex did with Sonny? You thought he just drove him around? You thought he just stood there as a bodyguard for Sonny? It's like it's almost like she believed what she wanted to believe instead of being like, you know what, listen, that's a hitman. That's the problem, cherry ice cream. Spencer says, and remember, Albert, everybody on the show is in it for themselves. All hypocrites if Dex were to shoot somebody, Jocelyn will cover for him. I have to think about that one. Sean says, Albert, if somebody killed a Fed in real life, like in GH, he would be in jail like yesterday. That's true, Sean. That's true. But I still don't feel bad for John. Sonny is a mobster, and John belongs where he belongs, 6 feet underground. I'm not gonna sit there and try to be like, yeah, I don't feel bad for John. He got exactly what he deserved. You sat there, you poked the bear, you fucked with the mobster, so you got exactly what you got. Johnson says, "Do you think Jada will find Melinda?" Hopefully. I don't want this story to sit there and go on any longer than it has to. Um, I would sit there and say it's a good 85% chance. 85% chance, Jonathan, I would sit there and say. Spencer says, "Oh, Albert, don't get me wrong, and you're definitely right, Sean. It's Sunny of your life." Oh, I mean, I get it. I'm just not there saying, like, my whole thing is, Spencer, is that the people that sat there and said that Sunny was disgusting and, Sunny is heartless and I feel bad for John because he had a son. It's like, why are we not there now feeling bad for Josslyn? I mean, feeling bad for John. Spencer, what we should feel bad for was how Jagger's character was ruined on the show. Jag, Shaw, I mean, Sonny sat there and said that John and Jagger was there spending his entire life trying to go after Sonny. But he wasn't. He was living his life. He had a son. He was on Jay's night shift. He was not sitting there thinking about John. He was not sitting there thinking about Sonny. But people said, they're trying to make it seem like John had this hard on for Sonny for like 30 something years, and that wasn't the case. So you bring him back, you don't make him look like the original actor, you practically use him as a jobber for Sonny to sit there and look tough. Like, what? I can't. Herman said Jocelyn knew Dex was Sonny's. It's the same rewrite they gave Christina. I don't think that she did. I don't think that she did, Herman. I honestly believe that she had this fairy tale in her mind that that even though that Dex worked for Sonny, that Dex would have certain lines that he wouldn't cross, which is really stupid. Yeah, that's true, Jonathan. But at this point, again, I would sit there and take Jaren Spears over this annoying sack of basuda. Kristen says arrogance killed John before Sonny did. How do you go pick up Sonny without backup? Thank you. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. I said the same shit. Like, are you kidding me? LA said John's story upset you cause GH changed it, right? Same is did I know we not we J- Cat Lady, are you sitting there talking about what Sonny slept with a minor? When you sat there and slept with a 17-year-old woman, with a 17-year-old girl? We gonna talk about that? We gonna talk about that, Cat Lady? Have a good night, Lorby. Spencer says can you please explain how Christina knew the combination? Yeah, Spencer, I said in the review, it didn't make any sense. It did not make any goddamn sense. No, he's not perfect animal, but I mean, being not perfect and sitting there sleeping with a 17-year-old minor. I mean, come on, animal. There's no one's perfect, but there's a certain level of disgustingness when you sleep with somebody who is 17 years old, who came from a home that she was sexually abused from, and put her on a pole. That goes way beyond perfect, animal. That's just. Hmm. Kylie says, damn well she wasn't freaking. Yeah, it's funny, Cat Lady, because John said that she was 17, and Sonny confirmed it. So Animal says Sonny ran a. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's. Listen, there's nothing wrong with running a strip club. There's something wrong with putting a 17-year-old minor on a pole and giving her candy. Now, Cat Lady says because GH changed it. Okay, they changed it, but the thing is, and I get that, but the point is, it's canon now. Cat Lady, it's canon, and canon means like I feel like I should blame you for this. Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna blame you for this because it's canon. That means that that's the story. So right now, Cat Lady, Sonny slept with a 17-year-old minor, put her on a pole, and gave her candy. That's deplorable. That's disgusting. I understand it's a retcon. Kelly says the point of Street changed this, so the story is not mine. So Cat Lady, we live in an we live in an alternate reality now. Is that it? Is that it, Cat Lady? We just live in an alternate reality. In my head, he and Karen hooked up at 18. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink for that one. I'm gonna take a drink for that one. Feel like I'm gonna take another drink for a hot minute. Animal says Bobby was younger than the 7-year-old girl, and I would have thought after hearing Bobby's story, he wouldn't do that. Who wouldn't do that? I don't understand. What does that mean, Animal? He wouldn't do what? I'm confused, Animal. Bobby was younger than the 7-year-old girl, and I would have thought after hearing Bobby's story, he wouldn't do that. What are we talking about? Kelly says, yeah, yep, Jay's changed Jack a whole other personality, so I'm keeping my old ass story. Oh, okay. So we're just making up our own universe now, Cat Lady? Is that what Cat Lady, let me start giving Cat Lady, anytime you want to tap out and you want me to start giving you so much of a hard time, you let me know, okay, love? I will definitely start keeping I definitely would sit there and kinda oh, okay, so Cat Lady, you want me to tap you want to tap out? Sonny wouldn't make a 17-year-old strip animal, but that's exactly what he did though. He did make a 17-year-old strip. What I mean, animal, he did make a 17-year-old strip. Karen was 17 at the time. What are we? What? Spencer says, Yo, Albert, I definitely think Sonny would have had Diane there when Anna showed up with her boys in blue and that damn cop Dex who would be dead, who should be dead. He knows too much. Jay Blue, so Rick Lanson staying in Port Charles to start trouble. Yeah, he's staying in Port Charles to be a piece of shit. Anyway, it says tap out. I'm a Capricorn. Good luck, sir. Cat lady, cat lady. I like you, cat lady. You sure you want to go that route? What? What is? Hold on. Oh Jesus Christ! Cat lady says Karen was 17 years, folks. Don't be fooled by Albert and GH. We all saying this, right? I want us all to sit there and take a hot minute and take a look at this. I want us all to sit there and read it, memorize it, let it just kind of seep into your brains for a hot minute. Yeah, Valerie. He got a 17-year-old girl, a 17-year-old high school girl, loose as a goose, and somehow Cat Lady wants to sit there and play Miss Rewrite, this alternate universe. She wants to sit there and stay in her bubble, and she don't want to tap out. I guess Cat Lady don't know who I am, so apparently I got to sit there and reintroduce myself. Animal says GH rewrites everything. I understand they rewrite everything, but my point is, Animal is that it's canon now. I don't care if it's a rewrite. It's canon, okay? So canonly wise, okay? So I swear I feel like Cat Lady is going to make me want to drink that whole goddamn bottle. But then I'm gonna sit there and Cat Lady, what's gonna end up happening? I'm gonna have a hangover, and I'm gonna sit there and blame you tomorrow, and then I'm gonna blame you Sunday. So just remember that that's gonna wind up coming up. You go with that, Cat Lady? My point is, it's a rewrite, so it fucking counts. Oh my god, I love this woman, but it counts. Cat Lady, you're too much tonight. Well, I mean, why not? I mean, yeah, Cat Lady, I know a hangover was only the last one day, but just in case I feel like complaining some more, I'll sit there and make sure I blame you for that too. Oh, Cat Lady, you don't understand how petty I can be. I can be a very petty person. I could be very nice. I can be very sweet. Cat Lady says, I'm the GOAT. I love this woman. I love Cat Lady. Too much Cat Lady, too much. Cat Lady, I'm just going to imagine that you tapped out. I'm just going to imagine that you tapped out. You said uncle, so Eagle Fang, no, it's all good. I'm late, but they really need to send Lois back to Brooklyn. I feel bad for the actress, but clearly they got nothing for her. Yeah, Eagle Fang, I was not a fan of any of those scenes today. Yeah, Eagle Fang, that shit made no goddamn sense. It really did. Animal says Sonny took a brain damaged person and made him a hitman. I agree with that. Cat Lady says, yeah, never happening. Oh, what happened, Cat Lady? It happened. See, Cat Lady, since you want to sit there and live in this alternate dimension, this is what wound up happening. Okay? Cat Lady tapped out. She said uncle. She was like, I'm sorry. I tap out. I realized that you just you were going too hard with the facts, and I couldn't keep up. And I graciously took your surrender. There, that totally sounds like a believable story. I'll believe it. I'm pretty sure the chat will back me up. Yeah, that's what happened. Spencer says Sonny needs to sell this blank thing. Oh, he needs to sell it like his life depends on it. They need to sit there and sell. Yeah, Spencer. They need to sit there and sell that affair. Um, like their life depends on it because it does. Johnson says on Monday we might see Luna showing her true colors again with an even smile. Really? I don't, I gotta go back and I gotta watch the previews again. Eagle Fence says now she's crying because she has nowhere to run but with Steffi. Yeah, that shit made no goddamn sense. Thank you, Eagle Fence. That made no goddamn sense. Carly says only tapped out when is choking and hmm. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of threw me off. Eagle Fence says now, but what do you think of the Lower Rock Bottom League did to? Oh, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Eagle Fang. Here's the thing. It was the comment that Lee said. Yeah, you know, there's very few times that somebody could sit there and shut me up. Eagle Fang. There's very few times that somebody could sit there and shut me up. I got nothing, Eagle Fang. I don't have a goddamn thing right now. Thank you, Jonathan. Those will pop. I can't say that shit with a straight face, Eagle Fang. I can't. When she sat there and said that shit, I was like, "Yo, well played, cat lady. Well played." I don't have a goddamn thing to sit there and say for the rest of the goddamn night. You clever minx. Eagle fan said, I'm sick with a cold," and I'm like, I just Eagle fan. I swear, I got so many things going on in my head right now, and somebody knows who one of them are, but yes, that no Eagle Fang is no Zawa power. Let's Eagle Fang, you gotta get that shit right. It's no Zawa power. That shit sounds so cringe saying that out loud. Jerry Princess Opera, do you think they will bring back the character Fen on GH? Yeah, but it'll be a different actor though. Jerry, if they do, it'll be a different actor. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jonathan. I did until she said that shit, and then it just killed it. Eagle fan says Lee get lessons from Mike Barnes. Yes, Mike. Listen, Eagle fan, I am looking forward to the new season of Cobra Kai. Spencer says, "Yo, my man Albert, do you know all the countries? All the countries? New York. Do you know Rockland? No. But to be fair, Spencer, I'm a little tipsy right now, so um, Rockland country? No. Eagle fan says a lot to Lee character. She don't care if your family, if you F you, she drag you to the yes. She got bumped up to the top five with the rock bottom. But that's the thing though, cat lady. She was, and then she said She was, and then she said that shit, and I was like, I know you did not just. And she can't like she said it like a goddamn Power Ranger. She said it like a goddamn Power Ranger. I was like, holy shit, she did not just say that. Yeah, she sure did. Eagle Fang said, teary eyes laughing for 5 minutes. But see, and that's the thing, Eagle Fang. Sometimes you gotta sit there and laugh at these moments because it's like, I mean, come on, Eagle Fang. We're dealing with B&B now. We're dealing with Brad Bell. We're dealing with recon, with retcons that don't make any sense. So when a moment like that actually does come up, we gotta sit there and laugh. Kelly says, yes, she sure did. She sure did. Johnson says maybe Lee is a Power Ranger and is keeping that a secret. You know what, Jonathan? I do one better. She's a Kami Rider. Yeah, only people who know about Kami Rider would know what I'm talking about. That's what I said, Eagle Fang. Sometimes you gotta sit there and take certain moments from it and just kind of laugh. Like Sean says, Sonny killed AJ, Jason's brother, and got away with it. He shouldn't be allowed to come at the Quarterman's property. He shouldn't, but he's Sonny Carrentos, and apparently Maurice Bernard. You know, he has a lot of. I do, Jonathan. They played it. They played a marathon on YouTube. I'm gonna say this much, Jonathan. Kamen Rider is like Power Rangers on steroids. Okay, it's it's like the it's very adult. Like there's blood, there's cursing, and I fucking love it. Like I love it. There's a show called Zero One. That's all I'm gonna sit there and say. Catley says B&B said they only have a year left, so it is what it is. They're going to try for any and everything. Is that kind of reminds me of like Passions or another show? Johnson says you should see Metal Heroes. I'm gonna look that shit up right now. I'm gonna look after I read these two comments. I'm gonna look that shit up right now. Thank you, Jonathan. Spencer says you already didn't. Maurice Minot said that he was retiring. You know, Spencer, the problem is he says that every year, and it's not so much I don't believe him, Spencer, it's that I say that every year. Have a nice, Sean. You have a great weekend. Thank you for joining, my friend. Um, that's the problem. He says that every year, and then I say that every year, and then every year I look like Boo Boo the Fool. That's the thing, Spencer. He said it every year, and I say it every year, and I'm tired of looking like Boo Boo the Fool. So when he actually does retire, then I'll sit there and say it again, and this time mean it. But yeah, Spencer, he does. Island says the bald guy who's holding Lucky was actually on Jennifer. Really? Island, you know a show that I remember. What's okay, Jonathan? I'm gonna need your help. Um, what's the show? What's the show where the woman is sitting there stalking this guy, and it's like singing? I can't. I can't remember what it is, Jonathan. It was on the CW. Um, no, I didn't want to go that far. Wow. She was found. See, first of all, Johnson, that's hell of impressive. I feel like he was showing off. Yes, it's called Crazy Ex Girlfriend. Yeah, Jonathan, sometimes you're so impressive that even I can't keep up with you. Uh, Justin says, I do what I can. Jonathan, see, okay, now he's being, you just, Jonathan shows off, but then he's modest about it. Okay, I see your game, Jonathan. I see your game. I'm not gonna lie, that's hell of impressive, though. I don't know how you do it, Jonathan. You somehow managed to sit there and find ways to impress the shit out of me. Highland says the actor was on Jane version of the first season. His character died, though. Yeah, what's his name? I think his name is Stillwell, right? I'm not gonna lie, I could not. Well, they didn't actually give him a name. They didn't actually give him a name, but I think that's his name. It's like Stillwell or Sitwell. DK, I still can't believe that he sat there. That Slick Rick, threw the mother of his child under the bus. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I just like I know I'm giving you praise, but like I still can't believe you actually picked up that shit that fast. That's some impressive shit right there. God damn, Jonathan. Glad you're on my side. Eagle Fanny says Dex trying to act hard at Sonny's place because he's a renegade with a badge. Eagle Fan, I'm not gonna lie, he was a little bit too smug. He was a little bit too smug. He was like, yeah, I know where Sonny's gun is located at. And I don't know if you saw my review, but I kept calling his ass a goddamn rat dog. Johnson says I know my CW trivia. But that's the thing though, Jonathan. It's not just your CW trivia. I remember there was an anime that I asked you about, and like the anime was like it was like these robots that had like a red face and like a blue face, and you know exactly what that shit was. That goes way beyond you just know your CW trivia. That was just some good shit. Like I like honestly tell you, Jonathan, I gotta give you your props. Seriously. Herman says Rick is a hater. He will knife you in the back in a minute. He ain't got love. No, apparently not, because like and that's the thing, Herman. I'm still just really surprised. I sat there and said, "Yeah, thank you, Jonathan." I actually looked that shit up. The point is, it was just some really impressive shit. So, but sometimes I just have to stand there and just be like, "Damn, that's some good shit." But it's funny, Herman, because I sat there and I was like, I can't. I I think it was Lashanta, and she was like, Rick is going to turn Alexis in. And I was like, I don't think he's going to do that because they share a fucking child. Clearly, I was wrong. Eagle Fan said Josslyn needs to call her father and tell him to come home because Carly is number one. Is always sunny. It's time for Josslyn to realize though. Dolomedics was good. Was good, my friend. I'll sit there and say this much, Dolomitics. You, you know what? Go back and watch the replay. You missed some stuff. You missed some stuff that I'm still thinking about. Now, Domex says I'm late to the party. We also think Carly is being a damn fool. Ooh, okay, all right. Carly's being a damn fool. Okay, that's so good, Domex. But I would sit there and say, Eagle fans. You know, this why I rock with you, Eagle Fang. This why I rock with, because I got. Oh, Eagle. No, no, you didn't get me on silence, but we all know who did. We all know who did. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, Dolmex. It was definitely a party. It was definitely a party, my friend. Kristen says Rick and little Christina were cute. He was a good daddy to her for a little while. Yeah, yeah, Dol. Yeah, I'll say this much, Dolmex. Somebody else in this chat has the power to. I wouldn't sit there and say shut me up, but kind of shut me up a little bit. I didn't see that shit coming. I'll sit there and say that much, Dolmex. You know, and again, Kristen, like I was more shocked that yeah, don't make sense. That see, Valerie knows. Valerie knows. Valerie knows. That's all I'm gonna sit there and say. I'm still thinking about that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still thinking about that shit. But see, that's the thing though, Kristen. I was ready to go guns blazing on Josslyn, but she did bring up a lot of good points, so I couldn't. Jiglu says, so I just read the actor playing kind of the doctor who got hit by a car is on contract. Cannon? Gannon? So I just read the actor playing Gannon. Wait, what show is this, Jay Bloom? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Valerie knows. Christmas Robert does not. Yeah, I was. I was. I was. I. That's all I gotta sit there and say. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. Wait, I'm sorry. What? Dominic says, it's bad when I'm Team Jocelyn. Yeah, Dominic, I did for the most part. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. Are you se- are you serious, Jonathan? So you're telling me that the guy are you not telling are you, Jonathan, are you sent to tell me the guy who just got the Fort Charles is on contract? Ooh, I like that. Dolmatic says, Eagle Fang, yes, he is. And J Blue, okay. Yeah. Oh, Eagle Fang Brock rung it up. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right, I don't need to sit there and look then. Thank you. Thank you, Shad. And you know, Domax, that's actually a perfect assessment too. That's why I say Eagle Fang. That's actually a really perfect. Yeah. Like, yeah, Eagle Fang. Yeah. Remember Eagle Fang? She called her stupid. She called her or desperate. These are all the things that Jax would have called her. Sure, Eagle Fang. Valerie says still don't know why Stephen A. Smith is playing Brock. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Valerie, I am. Wait, oh, Brick. Okay, thank you. Now, D King says, is Isaiah Gannon going to be related to be the DNA that was more like to live? Hank Gannon, the one that was married to Nora. D King, is that part of? Are they related to R.J. Gannon? Ooh, you know, I haven't seen this comment before. That Jay Blue says every time Brick flirts with Jordan, I want to vomit. That I haven't. Okay, so DK. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay. Wow. That'd be interesting. And it makes sense, D King, because there is all in one universe. I don't know why I felt the need to sit there and twirl my finger, but yeah. Justin says, do you think Holly was a little adjustment due to that? You know, thank you, Jonathan. Yes and no, Jonathan. She was out of pocket when she was there talking about, choices and things that could have been prevented because in reality, she could have prevented her OD. So why she wouldn't sit there and give Brady all that smoke for him making a choice to sit there and drive drunk behind the wheel? She made a choice to sit there taking all those pills. But I understand emotions. Like it's the same thing with Sharon today. Sharon came at Heather hard for Lucy's choices, and I can't blame her. You know, Heather was like, "Yo, listen, that simple mistake that your teenage daughter made, that your teenage daughter did, could have put my little girl on the ground." But I'm not gonna lie, and I didn't talk about why Arts did. I was kind of here for Heather. Like this is the first time that we've seen Heather actually push back and be like, "Yo, you're not gonna come up in my house and start talking shit about my daughter, calling her a stalker and a loser and everything else. Like, we're not gonna do this shit. I gave my daughter a punishment, and if you don't feel comfortable with that, f you at this point." So I understand where Heather's. I understand where Holly's coming from. You know, her dad got killed. Her aunt is in a wheelchair because of a drunk driver. How much sympathy could you sit there and have for someone? Taste. Oh, have a good night, Gloria. Thank you for joining. I didn't see you throughout the chat, but I appreciate you listening. I mean, seriously, you're gonna sit there and tell me to have sympathy for a drunk driver? Yeah, I don't know about that. Now, D King says, Belushi is a stalker. I don't know why she's so. That's the thing, D King. Let me ask you a question. If a woman came to your house and said that your daughter was a stalker, how would you feel? Like, yeah, Heather did sit there and say, yeah, she did have a fixation on Faith because she looked up to her and everything. But like, no parent wants an adult to sit there and come in their house and start calling their daughter names. You know, she didn't come in there and say, well, your daughter has this unhealthy obsession with my daughter. She came in there and said your daughter was a stalker. Okay, like that's a knee-jerk reaction for a parent to sit there and defend their child, the good ones, on some level. So I don't know. Domex is the only thing. The only mess up about Holly is how long it took to her to look. No, okay, hold on. Now, Domex is the only messed up about Holly is how long it took her to look up to learn to use Google. Homegirl hasn't Googled her dad in 16 years. But see, thank you, Domex. And I didn't sit there and say this in my review. But think about it this way, though, Domex. How, what you call it lied to her. Nicole lied to her for years, and she gave her some sort of bullshit story that Holly just believed, right? So if my mother sat there and gave me a story, most likely I'm gonna sit there and believe it, right? So what in all reality though, Max, why would Holly sit there and Google something if your parent told you how your other parent died? She would have no reason to sit there and Google it. And think about it. She's a 17-year-old, 19-year-old kid. She uses her phone all the time. I thought about that though, Max, a little bit afterwards. I didn't put that in my review. Kristen said, Kristen said, what did Sharon do? She came over there with heavy smokes and they're saying, keep your keep your daughter away from us. But she implied that she was a stalker and that she was attached to my daughter and everything. Like she came in there guns blazing. And this is after Daniel was like, hey, listen, we punished our daughter and told her the things that was in the punishment. And Shem was like, this was just a slap on the wrist. So when you watch it or you watch my review, Kristen, hopefully you see both sides of the argument. Because I understood where Sharon was coming from, but I also understood what Heather and Daniel was coming from too. Because they both weren't entirely wrong. I understood where Sharon was coming from when Heather was just saying, well, it was just a mistake. You don't sit there and make a mistake with somebody else's daughters. You're not making a mistake with somebody else's child. That little mistake could have caused Sharon's daughter to be in the ground. But I understood what Heather was coming from to some extent. Heather was like, "Yo, listen, you gotta have to sit there and chill out on coming at Daniel like that. Daniel made a mistake when he was 16 years old. You're not gonna sit there and keep punishing him for it when he punishes himself for that every day." But at the same time, Sharon was the one that lost a daughter. She lost a child, and that is a worst parent's nightmare. So I get where both of them are coming from. Yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah. I'm not a fan of that cringy word, but yes, Kristen. I understood where she was coming from because she came at it from a mother's point of view, from her own daughter's point of view. She could have lost her daughter. And that would have been the second time. And the first time is enough for any parent. Yeah, exactly, DK. A first time, and Kristen, a first time for any parent's loss of a child is more than enough. Seriously, Jerry Ice Cream. Domex says, oh, Nicole was clearly garbage. I'm joking about Holly, but you're right. This is just another thing that reinforces how toxic Eric and Nicole has been. Nicole only hid that from her. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. But see, and that's the thing, though, man. I sat there and I watched the scene today, and I was like, the fact that Nicole wasn't there, the fact that the actress wasn't there, it left a certain impact that should have happened. Holly was upset with Nicole, and she had every right to be with, with Nicole. But because we lost the actress because of bullshit that wound up happening off camera, we have to sit there and sit there and deal with this. So yeah, thank you, Kristen. She lost, and that's the thing, Kristen. Any parent that loses a child, you're losing too much because a parent should never outlive a child. A parent should never outlive. I mean, a child should never outlive the parent. Have a nice day, Bloom. Thank you for joining, my friend. Yeah, a child should never outlive the parent. That is something that is just unnatural in nature. So I'll say that much. But as fun as this has actually been, let's see, what are we? Oh, all right, I was gonna go to the store to go get some juice, but I actually do have a good amount of water. So I'm gonna end the stream here because I don't want to sit there and sleep till too late. I actually want to sit there and kind of enjoy most of the Saturday. So I'm gonna end the stream here. But I do want to sit there and thank every person for joining tonight. This was hella fun. Okay, I did sit there and say Friday was gonna cook. We definitely did cook and had a good time doing it. Exactly, Kristen, and exactly, and enough said, exactly, make it a parent very overprotective. That's the thing, DK and Kristen. Um, it's unnatural, and there is a hole that is never going to be filled. So I understand where Sharon's coming from, but I do think that she needs to sit there and kind of, get back on those goddamn meds. Have a good night, D King. Have a good night, Quiet God. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Kristen. Thank you, Dolomix. Thank you. You have a great night. Members, I will sit there and see you tomorrow. Non-members, I will sit there and see you next week. And if you want to become a member, make sure you click on that join button and become one. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dolomix. Thank you, Quiet Guy. Thank you, Gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. Like I said, my girl, if I get a hangover, it's your fault. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Choke Talk with Albert Bostic. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you always. My Michael Baldwin to my Victor Newman. Have a good night, Kristen. Thank you for joining. Listen, Kristen, thank you for joining us. Look, I know you're new, but you fit right in now, Kristen. So I appreciate you being here. Johnson says, good night, everyone. Hit that goddamn like button. Seriously. You're another new one. Thank you, DK. Uh, you're another new person that came in, but you fit in just well. So I appreciate having you. Thank you so much. And have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next weekend. Have a night, Cherry Ice Cream. Thank you for joining. You have a great weekend, my friend. And again, thank you, Max. Thank you, Quiet Guy. Thank you, Melly Mel. Thank you, Thank you, Queen Jess. Thank you, Queen Janet. Thank you, Queen Cat Lady. And any person that I miss, you know who you are. And I will see you in the next live stream. Laters.